Good day, everyone, and welcome to today's panel discussion on ethics in language education research. We have a distinguished panel of experts here with us today who will share their insights on various ethical aspects in ELT research. We have here Ms. Cristina Almazar and Mr. Kyle Daryl Balderas, and this is yours truly, Ira Amador, and I will serve as your moderator for today. As we explore this crucial topic, we will discuss how ethical principles shape research practices, protect participants, and ensure responsible knowledge production. Let's get started with our first question. To begin, let's establish a foundational understanding first. For our first panelist, Mr. Balderas, why is ethics important in language education research? And how does it protect participants' rights and well-being?
Ethics in research refers to the moral principles that guide responsible and respectful conduct. In language education research, ethics ensures that participants, often language learners, teachers, and multilingual communities, are treated with dignity, respect, and fairness. A key function of ethics is to safeguard participants' rights and well-being. This includes obtaining informed consent, ensuring confidentiality, and minimizing harm. Without ethical safeguards, research could exploit vulnerable populations, such as students with limited language proficiency or marginalized communities. Additionally, ethical research enhances the credibility of findings. If research is conducted dishonestly or irresponsibly, it could lead to false conclusions that impact language teaching policies and practices negatively. Ethics ensures research integrity.
Thank you for those insights. Clearly, ethics plays a vital role in ensuring both research integrity and participant protection. Now, let us move on to the moral principles that guide ethical research. Our next question focuses on the core moral principles in research. How do values like respect, beneficence, and justice guide ethical decision-making in ELT research? Let us hear from our second panelist.
Okay, so respect means acknowledging the autonomy and rights of participants. This includes obtaining voluntary consent and respecting individuals' cultural and linguistic backgrounds. Beneficence refers to minimizing harm and maximizing benefits. So researchers must ensure that their studies contribute positively to education while protecting participants from emotional, social, or even psychological harm. And lastly, justice ensures fair treatment for all participants. Researchers must avoid bias in participant selection and ensure that the benefits and burdens of research are equitably distributed. In multilingual settings, for example, participants from minority groups should not be excluded or exploited.
That was an excellent breakdown of ethical principles. While this guide ethical research, challenges still arise in practice. So let us explore more some of those dilemmas. Research often involves complex situations that require difficult decisions. What are some common ethical dilemmas in ELT research, and how can researchers balance rigorous data collection with participant privacy?
One dilemma involves recording classroom interactions. While this provides valuable data in student-teacher communication, it can also invade students' privacy or make them uncomfortable. Another dilemma is the power imbalance between researchers and participants. A teacher-researcher might unintentionally pressure students into participating. To mitigate this, researchers should offer alternative activities for non-participants and ensure true voluntariness. The best way to balance data collection with privacy is through explicit consent, anonymization of data, and clear communication about how recordings will be used.
Thank you, Mr. Balderas. You've highlighted some real challenges researchers face. Striking the right balance between data collection and participant privacy is crucial. Now, let us examine different ethical decision-making approaches. There are different ways to approach ethical dilemmas. Can you compare the utilitarian and deontological approaches to ethical decision-making? Which do you think is more effective in ELT research and why?
The utilitarian approach focuses on maximizing benefits for the greatest number. If a study on AI-assisted language learning helps thousands of students but causes discomfort to a few participants, a utilitarian would justify proceeding with the research. So in contrast, the deontological approach prioritizes ethical duties over consequences. It argues that researchers must always uphold participants' rights, even if it means that we are going to limit the research impact. In ELT research, a balanced approach is ideal, while utilitarian reasoning helps to justify studies with broad benefits. So researchers must never compromise participant rights and consent. At the ontological perspective, must always or ensures ethical integrity.
Interesting perspective, Ms. Almazar. It is clear that ethical decision-making isn't a one-size-fits-all process, and the balance between these approaches might be necessary. Now, let's discuss the role of AI in ELT research. As we all know, technology is rapidly transforming education, and AI tools like ChatGPT are becoming more prevalent. How do you think AI can assist in ELT research, and what ethical issues might arise from its use?
AI tools help analyze language patterns, create learning materials, and assist in qualitative research. They can generate insights faster than traditional methods. However, ethical concerns include data privacy, bias, and over-reliance on AI-generated content. Researchers must verify AI outputs for accuracy and ensure that AI-generated materials do not misrepresent participant voices. Another issue is academic integrity. Students or researchers may misuse AI for tasks that require critical thinking and originality. Ethical guidelines for AI use in ELT research should be clearly established.
This raises critical points about both the potential and the risk of AI in research. As AI becomes more integrated, ethical guidelines will be essential. Thank you, our dear panelists, for sharing your knowledge for today. That brings us to the end of our panel discussion on ethics in language education research. We've covered the importance of ethical principles, common dilemmas, decision-making approaches, and even the role of AI. Thank you to our panelists once again for their insightful contributions and to our audience for engaging us today. As researchers and educators, Our commitment to ethical research helps shape a more responsible and inclusive field of language education. Thank you and have a great day.